in tight and leave on the light.
Hold on. Ah!
It's story time. J.J. Villard's Fairy Tales
Congratulations.
premieres Sunday, May 10th at 12:15, only on Adult Swim.
I don't give a
All right, who are you? I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you?
Oh, what's up? This is J.J. Villard, creator of J.J. Villard's Fairy Tales.
For somebody who doesn't know who you are, what would you recommend them watching besides the fairy tale show?
Geez, I mean, I've worked on a lot of things. My first film I ever worked on was Shrek 3.
Oh,
Then I
man.
worked on Shrek 4, Monsters vs. Alien, Peabody and Sherman, Trolls 1. I worked on Uncle Grandpa, fucking Secret Mount for Awesome. I don't know. I've worked on a lot. And then I created a show called King Star King.
Of course.
Which won an Emmy, and then I created another show called Trap Universe, which was a pilot, and then I created this show
Oh, yeah.
amongst a lot of other freelance, but I just can't think of it right now.
Yeah, like I was watching the fairy tale show, and like it feels like you really understood. Like I don't know, it feels easier to follow than King Star King, which I really loved King Star King. But this is this seems like you learned a lot from that, I believe.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked that up. I mean, yeah, a lot of people wrote in the comments, this is an acid trip, and the funny thing is, I've never done acid. But so I was just like, fuck, why do you think this is an acid trip? This is just normal. This is like just what's going on in my mind when I storyboard and draw. So I really pushed myself to make story and its clarity the number one thing with the show.
Yeah, it just feels like you put in everything in there, and it's just one of those things where it's like it's funny, but I can't explain why it's funny. It's just odd, like the walk cycles, the lack of walk cycles.
Yeah, there's just like I mean, with the look of the show, it's deliberate that you know, I know a lot of the audience isn't aware of all the techniques that we put into cartoons, but I can let you in on some of them. It's just that if you have something charming looking and cute looking doing vulgar shit, it's already kind of funny, you know. So that's kind of part of the method of what we used to make fairy tales as funny as we could.
How would you explain this show to someone who's never watched it?
Well, I mean, I guess I would say, you know, Grimm's fairy tales have been told 100,000 different ways, and this, I think, is by far one of the most bizarre and strangest way to tell the age-old Grimm fairy tales stories.
Yeah, like is this like an anthology series? Like is each episode going to be different from each other?
Yeah, each one is different. There's no reoccurring characters. I mean, we have the forest critters that are like reoccurring, but pretty much none of the characters are reoccurring, which is amazing because, you know, with having no reoccurring characters, we only went 3 weeks over schedule, which is insane for a first season of a show. And not only that, we came in under budget. And if I knew we came in under budget, I would have used that extra money to throw a fucking insane party. But quarantine happened, and I got fucked of all that money.
Damn. I mean, is there any like method to any this madness? Like, is there any rules you follow?
Yeah, I mean, standards and practices have some very strict rules. Once we started, they told us 3 things: no religious jokes, no sex jokes, and no jokes with farts and throw up.
What?
So yeah, as long as we paid attention to that, we were okay. I mean, there was only a little throw up. I mean, because what's his name? Geppetto. Gelato is what we called him. Pinocchio's dad was an alcoholic, so you know, when you drink a lot, sometimes you have to throw up. So that was just part of a character. That wasn't really a gimmick that we're trying to like make people laugh with.
How is farts and vomit too hardcore for Adult Swim?
It's not that it's too hardcore. I just think that it's been done and done and done and used so many times. I think Mike Lazo, the creator of Adult Swim, was just sick of seeing it. And I don't blame him. Look, my writers were a little pissed when I told them these are the rules we have to stand by. and they're like, well, how the fuck are we gonna do a funny show without any like religious and sex jokes? But you know, if you look at Ren and Stimpy's first and second season, the limitations on that show are just profound, and that show turned out so funny. And I think with those limitations, you know, you find new ways to be funny.
True. Like, is there any other stuff that you weren't allowed to do?
I mean, well, yeah, there's like the typical list of things that you know, no nudity, no, just you can't have feces,
Uh-oh.
you know, any form of that. I mean, there's the obvious list of shit, like you know, no contraceptives
Oh, man.
on the floor, like I did in King Star
Yeah.
King a lot. You know, I stuck in a lot of subliminal messages in
Of
KSK.
course.
But yeah, there's just like the regular list, and then there's the strict list, and it's mostly the strict one that you have to really pay attention to.
Yeah, what's the deal with the hidden messages? Because I did pause to find them, and I recall there was like some creepy face in the Goldilocks in the Three Bears episode, and I can't find it anymore, and I don't know if it was there or not to begin with.
Yeah, so what happens is like, I've been drawing in my sketchbook my whole life, you know, like not my whole life, but starting in junior high, I had a sketchbook. And in that sketchbook, I would not only draw, but I would write down shit people said, you know, quotes that I heard, things I thought were funny. So that sketch, the writing and the drawings became like kind of one thing on one piece of art on a page. And so in my student films in college, I started adding, like drawing like those same quotes, writing them in the animation, and it just became this thing I just kind of picked up and did, because it's just like, you know, why not add your everyday life into the animation? So I went ahead and did that in my professional life as well. I did it a little in King Star King, but I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna go back to how I did it in college, and I just did all those subliminal messages like throughout the whole cartoon. And in fact, I'm hosting a competition. Anyone who could find every goddamn subliminal message, I will personally draw them some elaborate drawing.
Okay, well, I found, I guess, most of them in the first episode, so I think I'm already in the lead. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably are. No one has seen those episodes. Not many people have seen those yet.
By the way, like, was King Star King too vulgar to air on TV, or why didn't it go on Adult Swim?
So what happened was, about through the series, I got the call from Mike Lazo that this was, he's like, Mike Lazo is a Southerner, so he has a Southern draw, and he goes, JJ, I got to tell you, this is borderline porn. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I can't air this on television. I'm like, shit, are you kidding me? It's my whole dream to have something on TV.
Damn.
And yeah, so that rocked my life. And then he's like, look, this is what we're going to do, JJ. We're going to air this as Adult Swim's first internet show. How about that? And I was like, well, you know, that's not bad. Who knows? Something good might come out of this. So he went ahead and put it on the internet as the first Adult Swim cartoon, and it did very well. And then without telling me, they started airing every episode at 4 a.m. when all the coke heads are coming down and the crack addicts are fucking sitting on their couches, smoking their last cup. And they're like, oh shit, it's time. What the fuck is this? And then right after my show, King Star King, it'd be like, welcome to Steven Universe. Because my show was the last show on the timeline of Adult Swim's block, and the Cartoon Network would start right after it. So it was kind of like a big shock. And then what went and happened, like they canceled the show right after it premiered on television, because they said it was too sexual and too vulgar. And then I went ahead and submitted it on my own to the Emmys, and it won the first Emmy for Adult Swim animation.
Damn.
Yeah.
For the fairy tale show, like, what was it like drawing without outlines?
Dude, that is a good fucking question. I'm glad you picked that up. I've had a ton of interviews and no one said that. It's challenging as fuck. It's hard.
God.
I was warned, like, I was warned my whole development stage of just like making cartoons and stuff, do not do a cartoon without outlines, because obviously having a blue character with a blue background, it just blends in.
Mm-hmm.
So you're constantly having to check in with the background artist and then check in back with the character color artist, and it just becomes this whole thing. After the first episode, the headache wasn't really there. You start learning tricks. Have a drop shadow that is black that'll pop the character out if the colors are blending too much, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is like make it a burgundy instead of a red to differentiate a red character from the background character. So you start picking up these tricks, and it's the progression was King Star King had outlines, Trap Universe had color outlines, and then fucking Fairy Tales just had no outlines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like I think there's only like 3 cartoons that I can think of that have no outlines, so it's like crazy that this show that seems crude goes the extra mile just to have no outlines at all. To me, it feels like Uncle Grandpa without limits. That's what I would compare Fairy Tales to.
Thanks. Yeah, I love Pete Browngar.
Yeah.
But a lot of the whole look of the show is based off of Little Golden Books, you know, and because I was just thinking of like, what is the most charming, happiest thing that people look through, and I just feel like, look, when I was a kid and I looked through Little Golden Books and saw Mary Blair drawings, it blew my mind. I was like, whoa, this is awesome, and there's no outlines. And so that's kind of just where a lot of the inspiration came from.
Mm-hmm.
For the look.
Yeah, so I was watching your Crisp P interview, and you mentioned a pilot you did for a Cartoon Network, Stick and Bones.
Oh, yeah.
Sticks and Bones.
Oh yeah. Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, it's just like I said, it's just like I've done so many things, some of them I forget. Yeah, Sticks and Bones was it was crazy, man. It was like I pitched it to Craig McCracken, the creator of Powerpuff Girls, and he went ahead and gave me the development deal with Cartoon Network. And I was stoked. This cartoon was like so fucking awesome. And we developed it for about a year. And we showed it to Rob Sorcher, the head of Cartoon Network, and he's just like, "Whoa, this mini Bible," which is, do you think your audience and your fans know what a mini Bible is?
I'm sure. I think it's self-explanatory.
Like a development Bible, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's like a development Bible. It's like it kind of tells you what, it gives you character turnarounds, what the backgrounds look like, the whole like just like pretty much the Bible of the show. Like, here you go. Yeah. If you want to be a part of my show, just draw it like this. So he looked at it, Rob Sorcher, and he said, "Whoa, if JJ Villard's fucking storyboards are good, we're gonna go straight to series and skip animation. This mini Bible is so awesome." And I was like, "Yes, I'm gonna storyboard the shit out of this thing." So I went ahead and storyboarded it. When I was done, they got back to me and they're like, "We just bought this show called Adventure Time, and it's way too similar to your show."
Oh.
And I was like, "No, fuck you, Penn Ward."
God, damn!
I'm
like,
so sorry.
Is there any like images or footage available? Because it's not on YouTube of this pilot.
Dude, I that's funny. I have like somewhere I have the mini Bible. I guess I could send it to you guys. But,
yeah.
I mean, it just happens in this world of creation that you could be making something in fucking Bangkok, and some guy in Valencia, California, can be making something just as similar. And it's just, I don't know what it is. Brainwaves, creativity, just like it just happens sometimes.
Man,
look, I know Penn. I went to school with him, but we don't hang out. We're not friends, and I sure as hell wasn't hanging around his crew, and he wasn't hanging around mine. I just came up with the show Sticks and Bones about a group of kids that live on this fucking island, and crazy shit goes down. And it was just like Adventure Time. It was crazy.
Damn. Yeah, I would love to get some of those images or whatever you have available, since I do videos on like failed pilots and stuff.
Yeah. I'll try to find them. God, I've had like 4 computers since then, but I'll try to find them.
Yeah. One of my friends asked, like, "Hey, is it true that when you worked at Titmouse, you asked, like, hey, can I have the biggest office, and they gave you a warehouse?"
That's so funny. Yeah, they did. I had a fucking warehouse. It was crazy.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, I had it for like 6 months. I was just like this giant warehouse, and I was being respectful. I mean, I only had a few parties in there, but for the most part, it was huge. And then Chris Pronowski was so inspired by like my office area, and he saw how happy I was. He ended up turning that whole warehouse into multiple offices. So there was like fucking 24 offices now in there and shit. So yeah, it's crazy, but that is so true. Whoever told you that has deep roots and sources in Titmouse.
Oh yeah, Chris.
Surprised they had a warehouse lying around.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Well, what happened is like Titmouse, there's 2 Titmouses, and they're both pretty much next door to each other. One was an old German ice cream factory, and the other one was they sold Hollywood lights, like the big lights that you can't that's like really hard to manufacture. And so and then from those companies they both turned into animation studios, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Like, let me see.
I want a warehouse office.
Please. It's like that Simpsons episode where Bart buys a warehouse a warehouse for like $10.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny as hell. Yeah.
It's not right.
Execute her!
No, please. They're not.
Just grim. They're grim as
Pinocchio, you killed this poor woman.
By the way, I see that Fairy Tales is a Cartoon Network production. Is there any difference between making a Cartoon Network production or an Adult Swim production?
Well, what happened was just like, I had been at Titmouse for 5 years, and like, I like change, and Cartoon Network reached out their hand and asked me if I would like to make my new cartoon there. And I was like, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, dude, I love fucking Cartoon Network shows. Sure. So yeah, it was pretty much the facilities at Cartoon Network. They gave me a work area. And my whole crew met there, and it's awesome, dude. On my floor, there's a pancake maker, and the first day, like you just press this fucking yellow button, and it makes 3 sizzling hot pancakes, and you can put like they got the little butter and they got the syrup packs. And the first day I had those 3 they were the best pancakes I ever had, and I said, I gotta stop. I will never eat another pancake from this fucking thing because I'm gonna be so fat by the end of this production. So there's a pancake maker and a coffee machine that literally makes I think like 27 different coffees.
Whoa.
And they're all good. People are really impressed by the coffees. Yeah, even though I don't drink coffee, the coffee maker's insane. That was on my floor. Yeah.
I want that pancake maker now.
Yeah. I think
dude, that pancake maker is sick.
Yeah, like I think when our friend Katrin showed us around Cartoon Network Studios, I think I saw that. It was like in the Powerpuff floor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it is.
Yeah. But
gotta go.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. Here's a little inside scoop on Cartoon Network. Every floor has its own little treat or vice, So the 5th floor has ice creams, and you can get ice cream sandwiches, ice cream bars, fruit bars, whatever. The fucking 6th floor has candy. The fucking 8th floor has chips and shit. I mean, it's just like, if you smoke pot, you want to be at Cartoon Network, man,
yes.
Because like you could just like binge on all the snacks they have there forever.
What would you say are your influences, at least for Fairy Tales?
I guess for Fairy Tales, like like I said before, it was Mary Blair. It was definitely Tales from the Crypt, because there's no reoccurring episodes or characters in Tales from the Crypt besides the Crypt Keeper. And by the way, just like the only reason it was called J.J. Villard's Fairy Tales was I was supposed to be the Crypt Keeper. And we pitched it as I was going to be the host of the show. And they were going to, we had the character design done. It was me in a dress that was just like Linda Blair's in The Exorcist. And it was going to be like throw up down the front of it and shit. And so, yeah, that was it. That went on for a while. but then like I guess Mike Lazo, he just cut it. He just I don't like host. So he just like cut the host and it was just like get right into the episode. So so Tales from the Crypt was an influence. I mean, gosh, so many shows. Have you guys watched Apple and Onion yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that show a lot. That was definitely an influence. And then I guess like gosh, Ballmasters by Christy Karakis.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, Mr. Pickles, and then the new show, the new spinoff, which is Mama Don't Call Me Sheriff. Oh, Mama Call Me Sheriff. Is that how it goes? I think that's the title of it. That was an influence, and yeah. There's tons of influences for the whole cartoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you say you went under budget. Like, would you say the walk cycles saved a bunch of money?
Dude, I think the walk cycle saved a lot of money. This is what I really think. You opened up this whole conversation with like you learned a lot from King Star King. I did. What I put those artists through with drawing Hank Waffles, who's like one of the protagonists, the King Star King. He's a waffle head guy with a striped jacket and details on his faces. It's a lot of work to draw Hank Waffles. And I was like, fuck. I mean, we were always fighting to get shit in on time with King Star King. So I was like, whenever I get a new show, I'm going to make the most simplest character designs I can possibly come up with. Everyone's going to love me. I'm not going to have bad vibes from Korea, the animation studio, because they're going to be like, oh, JJ, these characters are so, and they're not going to be like, fuck you, JJ, these characters are so hard to draw. No, these characters were like really, really simple to draw. And I think that helped with production and just moving everything along.
That's great.
If I may ask, when it comes to budgeting and stuff, since a lot of people seem to have misconceptions on where the budget goes, like stuff that moves more fluidly or whatever, how do you allocate budget and stuff like that when it comes to a show like this?
Well, obviously, like the producers are the people that just like really understand how to split up the money. Mm-hmm. I'm just about like, I think it's better to have an artist that you get along with more than an artist that's fucking superior at something that you do not get along with. Because having an artist that you do not get along with in production wears you out. And you're just like, oh God, not so-and-so again. He's giving me shit. He's trying to fight to have the character design this way. Just do it like I said, and please just like let's move on. Because yeah, it's just like that could really create problems with money as well as like with the whole production side. But gosh, look, first of all, Adult Swim has really low budgets compared to Cartoon Network cartoons. I'd say we're a couple $100,000 less. So as a creator of an Adult Swim show, we wear a lot more hats. I'm the art director, the director, the animation director. I'm pretty much composing the show with the guy. I'm not doing the music, but I'm giving him exactly the type of music that we want. And I did every storyboard, and I did with help. I was like, there was me and one other character designer. So yeah,
oh my God.
All those things start getting crazy. Yeah.
That's an insane amount of work.
Yeah.
A lot of respect for you there. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. It's just like, it's 12-hour days, almost 7 days a week. But yeah, just like creators in general want the show to look so good, and they have such a strong vision. And so, yeah, they can be kind of picky and all that. And it's kind of what happens sometimes.
Yeah. Just a lot of collaboration, working together, making sure everything gets out on time. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to make sure your team's happy. Like I try to bring in. Well, there was definitely the snack cube, which I mean, oh my God, they had these new mega stuffed Oreos that they were putting in the snack cube every week, and those things. Oh my God, man, those things they can fuck up your mind. The amount of sugar, and you're like,
oh God.
This shit's crazy. So yeah, and just like, I don't know, bringing in donuts every other week was a good thing, and taking your artists out to lunch is kind of important as well. Yeah. To build morale.
Yeah.
Look,
Best way to somebody's heart is through their stomach.
look, it's safer to like gorge on.
No kidding.
It's safer to gorge on like sugary stuff than like spicy food because I can't resist that stuff, and the next day is
Yeah,
usually
oh
just
God.
me burning my asshole open.
Yeah. No, sugar's better for sure.
Yeah.
I can vouch to that. I eat nothing but spicy food during this quarantine. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding, man. It's all that stuff is good. Yeah, your diet, especially as you get older, is important during the whole production too, because it can really like swing your mood, to happy, sad, angry, and yeah, you can just go nuts just based
Yeah,
on
and I'm
diet.
sure they don't let you set up Wacoms in the bathroom or anything. So
That would have been great. I could have used that extra budget to do that.
Oh man,
oh God.
please. Yeah. So I run out of questions. Is there anything left you want to say about fairy tales?
The cast, I think, is the greatest cast ever assembled in animation history. We have practically everyone is a legendary horror film character from real horror films,
Mhm.
and it was just like something I decided to do to help motivate me to get out of bed. So we got Freddy Krueger, Pinhead, Linda Blair from The Exorcist, Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things, Micah Monroe from It Follows, Millie Shapiro from Hereditary,
Oh,
Elvira, Warwick Davis. I mean, when I show people the IMDb page, they think it's a joke. I mean, when they say RoboCop why is RoboCop in your cartoon? And it was just because I really wanted to work with him,
yeah.
And so like, it's an insane cast, and it was a pleasure to work with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
What an absolute power move. Just getting all your favorite
Yeah,
horror
dude.
icons.
You know what? It kind of was like, because I noticed when I did Trapped Universe, I didn't have any recognizable actors. It was just, I was all passionate and just wanted to honor cartoons for what they really should be held praise for, which was using real like character actors, voice actors. And I didn't get the show. And I'm like, fuck, what did I do wrong? I didn't have any actors. So this time I just went the complete opposite and I used famous people.
You assembled a better Dark Universe than Universal did, so congratulations on that one.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. So that was that. But just besides that, it's a cool cartoon, and tell all your fans you got to stay up past midnight to watch it. So
Past your
yeah.
bedtime, kids.
yeah, no kidding. And yeah, that's it, man. It's try to check it out. It's a unique show.
Mm-hmm.
Will do.
Will.
Thank you so much for your time.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, guys.
Yeah.
Take care. And you have the best name of any podcast we've had yet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Woo-woo.
JJ Villard's Fairy Tales
Congratulations.
premieres Sunday, May 10th at 12:15. Only on Adult Swim.
I don't give a